All right, so now that we learned the 1 through 5, 7 chord in our left hand, starting from C, I want to just talk a little bit about the basics of like fingering and postures and things like that. Because it is important to learn, you know, like when you're just starting piano. So I just want to make sure we have those bases covered. So if you're just starting, you know, like you want to be on the front half of your seat. That's where you should be sitting. And then you want to have your back straight and then your elbows pretty much in line with the keys. And in terms of the distance, like you want to be, you know, not too far, not too close. Like you don't want to be scrunched up here, but at the same time, you don't want to be so far away that you're really stretching your hands and you can barely reach. So it's really just like the Goldilocks principle, like like not too hot, not too cold. Just kind of keep it in the middle and make sure you're not tensed and you're always relaxed in what you're doing. And that goes for fingerings too. So in terms of fingerings, what we're doing is we have our middle finger up here for our C chord, and in our right hand, we're gonna want to play. This is a real classical way of playing it. So I mean, honestly, I don't even really care about fingerings that much, but it's helpful to learn. Like I just tend to, you know, I learned them a long time ago, but it's just I use so many different fingerings anyways that it's really not that important unless it's a scale that has really weird fingerings that you kind of have to learn to be able to play physically. But in this case, let's learn the C major or the C scale fingerings. So for the first few 3 notes, you're going to play with your thumb, your pointer finger, and your middle finger. And then you're going to play with these the next 4 notes with your thumb, pointer, middle finger, and then ring finger. And then you're just going to repeat that again. So these 3 notes playing with these 3 fingers, and then these 4 notes playing with the first 4 fingers on your right hand. And then you just keep repeating that. So you're going to go. And you'll notice that your thumb is having to go under the note to go back to the C, as well as the 4th note. Okay? So that's just a little bit about fingerings, but yeah, we're not really focused on that stuff anyways. So let's go back into improvisation and jazz. So we're playing a 1, 3, 5, 7 in our left hand, starting on the C. So first things first in improvisation, I want you to play one note and just really feel that note. Like feel it in your body. Like I'm saying like I play that note and I feel it like reverberating through my body. Like I'm listening so intensely to it and I'm so focused on it that I can really feel it like on a physical level. And this may sound like a little bit like spiritual or like new age or something, but I'm really just talking about like what jazz pianists do is they play one note, but that one note is not like, it's not like I just want to play like a ton of notes and just kind of make it all fuzzy and like there's all this fluff, you know. I'm really focused on one note because I want to make that note sound the best that it can be and really feel that note, because that is really the basis of improvisation. It's you're feeling that one note, and then based on that note, I'm going to go to something else. You know, I'm going to go. You know, that was just kind of a line that started from that first note that I played. And I call it a line because that's kind of what jazz pianists will call it, is that'll be a line. You know, like I'll start on one note. That could be a line right there. But, you know, what happened was I played the first note, and then it really just automatically came through me. Like I didn't really have to do anything. It's just I heard what I wanted. I heard that first note, and then based on that first note, like my body basically communicated to me, oh, let's do this. Okay, oh, that sounds beautiful. Oh, well, where should I go from here? You know, like, I'll just play whatever feels right, you know, like it's really just going based on feeling rather than trying to dictate to myself, oh, I'm going to play this note. You know, like you kind of would in classical, because like a classical pianist doesn't really have too much choice in terms of the notes that they're playing. They basically have to play the notes that are written on the sheet music. But in our case, you know, we're going to be playing like a chord in our left hand, and then we can play in our right hand one note, And that note, if you really hear it, then it'll lead you to another note that wants to be played. And I'm kind of like personifying the note as if it has, you know, feelings and stuff. But that's really like if you watch a great jazz pianist, they'll play one note and then it'll just flow into the next one. And they'll just make these lines that kind of just flow. They just flow into the next one, and it's really just not a big thing. They're just listening to the first note, and based on that note, they get to continue, and through that, they just improvise, you know, improvise by feeling.